everyone. I'd like to call this Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. It's 4:33. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after. Commissioner Myrick, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you on that. Can we get a roll call for tonight's commissioners?
Merrick,
Here.
Solo Presley. Here. Kasperky.
Here.
Myrick.
Here.
Aldridge.
Here. For the record, all 5 are present tonight. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay. Number 4, communications.
No new communications received.
Okay. Brings us to number 5, our minutes. We've got 3 of them dating January 7th, 2020, January 21st, 2020, and February 4th, 2020.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes for the Redevelopment Commission meetings for January 7th, 2020, January 21st, 2020, and February 4th, 2020.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for our minutes. The minutes dating January 7th, 2020, January 21st, 2020, and February 4th, 2020. Is there any questions on these minutes then? All right, roll call then.
Yes.
Solo Presley.
Yes.
Kasperky.
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Aldridge.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes. Okay, number 6 is our homebound municipal forgivable loan approval. Looks like we might have 4 applicants.
We had 4 applicants. Mr. Brian Ruiz Negron withdrew from the program.
Okay,
Miss Melissa Delano is supposed to be here, but she hasn't arrived yet. So we have 2 that are here now.
okay, welcome, and if they can come forward.
Hello.
How you doing? You just want to introduce yourself here to the commission. Sometimes they might want to ask you a couple questions.
Okay. Hi there, my name is Osiris Morales. I'm a teacher here at Irving Elementary School down the block. I'm interested in purchasing the property you see before you. A little bit about myself. I'm Hammond native, grew up in Hammond, actually played baseball with Kasperzicki's son back when he was on the Royals. So hope to take advantage of the program.
You're dating yourself, son.
So how did you hear about our program?
I heard about it through another employee through School City of Hammond, who I intel to her that I was interested in buying a house, and she let me know that there was a program in Hammond, so I looked into it. I started preparing little by little, and here we are today with the events following.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
What do you teach over at Irving?
I'm actually part of the new dual language program that started in Hammond. A little bit about that. We're the first dual language program in the Lake County, Indiana. This is the first year we're piloting it. It's very exciting because we teach 80% in Spanish, 20% in English. And to see the kids just start off not knowing any Spanish and be able to kind of take off from that is really exciting to be able to share part of my culture as well.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
You're a first-time home buyer?
Yes, this is my first time buying a house.
Okay,
This
wonderful.
is what we call adulting for the young kids.
Time to grow up.
Okay. So the young lady right behind you want to come up and introduce yourself, please?
My name is Crystal Taylor. I'm a Hammond police officer in Hammond.
How did you hear about the program?
I heard through coworkers, supervisors, and some people from School City.
Yay.
Awesome.
First,
No, let,
I'm not sure what to say.
no, that's,
We just like to hear,
First-time home buyer also?
First-time home buyer, I'd like to stay living in the city that I work in. Feel like I'd be more productive that way.
Wonderful.
okay. And now the young lady behind her.
Hi,
And your name, ma'am?
Melissa.
Okay, and how did you hear about our program?
Through Miss Blackman, was my broker
Okay. Okay, that's,
for people.
oh, you
with-
first-time home buyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone else has any questions for the applicants?
Not at this time.
Okay, Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval for the homebound conditional forgivable loan program for the 3 applicants.
Second?
okay, we have a motion and a second. That is for our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 3 applicants that are present tonight. Can we have a roll call then, please?
Merrick,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes,
Espriki,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Selfridge,
Yes, motion passes. 5 yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
congratulations. Yay.
You may be excused if you like. We just appreciate you took the time
Good
to
luck.
come
Thanks for
out.
coming in.
So much.
Go make a difference.
Okay, number 7's subordination request approval for Vanessa Parachos. Pronouncing it right? Oh, sorry about that. For 4834 Linden.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today, my wife and I. We want the subordination request approval just for the fact that we're refinancing our house, not taking any money out of it. We're just going to lower rate. My wife and I have been married 6, almost 7 years, been dating 3 years before that. My wife's been making this payment for the last 14 years. Her and I, but her mostly, and never been late. And it's just a reason that her ex-husband is still on the title, or the title of the property. We did a quick deed so that he was relieved of any responsibility or any claim, but we come to find out that he's claiming bankruptcy, so we just want to take his name completely off of it. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just a matter of, we have to get your approval in order for the bank to refinance our house. And it's for no money, it's just,
Yep, I saw the basic numbers there, but what I don't know is the numbers that they owe to the city of Hammond. Do we have that balance?
I can answer that. They currently owe $2,000 back on the payable part of the loan, and then $14,000 on a deferred portion.
So 16,000?
Yes.
The deferred portion's forgivable, right, though?
No. The deferred portion is, it stays there, it's just a lien on the home. They don't have to make any payments on it unless, it's not due back unless they sell the home or rent the home out.
And is there a period of time where that goes away, or?
No.
It still qualifies 76%, so it does qualify by our standards.
Yeah. And to my knowledge, you have to refinance too.
Again, question to the city is, payments are paid as agreed, not delinquent at all?
Yes, I did get a printout on Friday to make sure that she was up to date on the payments, and she is.
And this question might be general, but might go to the attorney. The subordination seems to fulfill our needs, but will the ex-husbands, will the title still be clouded? Are they going to solve their purpose here?
They are. So here's like what typically happens, right? Like people get divorced and they think, all right, the one spouse who's vacating signs a quitclaim deed over, they get it recorded, and they think, oh, okay, well, that spouse doesn't have any more financial responsibility, but the bank that you got your loan from is not a party to your divorce proceeding. So the bank most of the time has the guarantee of both the husband and the wife, and the only way to get them off of the loan obligation is to do what these folks are doing, right? So they have to, I mean, especially if he's filed bankruptcy or is filing bankruptcy or credit is an issue, they have to do this.
So-
And the fact that they're getting a lower interest rate and everything, I mean, this makes perfect sense.
No, I agree, it makes perfect sense. I just don't, will the title still be clouded by the Hammond Redevelopment Commission? I mean, because our lien's gonna stay the same,
Arlene's going to stay on there, yes.
correct? So does that solve their,
Does it take away the
Intent.
ex-husband's name?
Yeah, this,
It won't with regard to our loan, okay, but she's going to continue to make the payments on the $2,000 portion, and then the deferred portion will be satisfied upon sale, and he's going to, probably discharge his obligation to us in bankruptcy anyway. So it will clear it.
I do have the divorce decree where it does show that they dismissed him from the loan
right,
and
right?
she's still.
And I read the divorce decree, but like I say, as the attorney just mentioned, it doesn't, the divorce decree isn't necessarily what the bank believes in, nor in this case, we're the bank for the second lien. So I just want to make sure they're achieving their purpose. I mean, as for lowering their rate and their payment makes perfect sense. I have no problem with that. I just want to make sure that like I say, that the title is not clouded.
Doesn't sound like it'll be.
If you really wanted to make sure this was completely cleaned up right now, instead of waiting for the sale of the house, from our standpoint, what you could do, and I'm sure, I mean, I can do it, we'd want the borrower to reimburse the cost of doing it, which wouldn't be a lot, would be a partial release of our mortgage, releasing Christopher A. Ford as an obligor on the mortgage.
How much,
That would do it.
Is that what we want to do? I mean, like I say, if everyone's okay with just going through the subordination agreement, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just, like I say, just wondered, making sure we're doing what they so politely requested. And like I say, the subordination makes perfect sense to me.
He lives in another state. He doesn't have any claim to anything anymore. So I'm gonna pay the other part of the loan myself. I've been paying it for years.
so why should there shouldn't be a problem then, as long as the financial obligation of the,
I think that it would be a different situation if
Yeah.
the loan was, in
Delinquent or
default or
something.
delinquent.
Right.
But she's been making the payment
So I
for the
see.
past, 5 years?
By myself,
So,
yeah.
in good faith, we see that she is, she has the financial obligation.
now, could he come along after they fulfill their financial obligation, and could he, if his name isn't taken off completely, could he come along and claim money from a sale?
No. No. What's going to happen, is that when they go to sell this house at some point, then that deferred portion of the loan is going to have to be dealt with. And if he really does go through the bankruptcy, his obligation's gone anyway. So it's going to be the same issue if they ever go to refinance the house. They're going to be coming back asking for subordination again. So it's just, which they would have to do
Issue
anyway.
may come up if they went to sell before paying us off, but in any event, I'm done. Mr. President, I move for the approval of subordination request approval, Vanessa Paraschos,
Paraschos.
4834 Linden.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the subordination request approval. We have a roll call then, please.
Merrick,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kasperky,
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Walbridge,
Yes, motion passes. 5 yes. Thank you. You may be excused.
Welcome.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys all have, there was a little change in the agenda, so
Yes.
number 8 now is the approval of Urban Land Institute Advisory Services Agreement.
Members of the commission, if you look in your packet, you'll find an agreement for the Urban Land Institute Advisory Services. As you know, we were working very diligently with Jeff Speck for the downtown plan, and this will be a portion of that. In the audience, we have the Economic Development Director, Ann Anderson, who can come to the podium at this time and further explain this agreement to you.
Hello, Commissioners.
Hello, Ms. Anderson.
Hello. I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to tell you about this opportunity that the city has in regards to our upcoming development of our downtown. So the city has recently received a sponsorship from ULI. ULI stands for Urban Land Institute. They are a worldwide organization who creates panels of experts. And these panels will go into communities all over the world that are seeking assistance on an issue that they're having, or an idea they have, or a development they want to create. And these panels, which usually consist of 8 to 10 experts, brokers, developers, former mayors of other cities, they will come into the community for about 5 days, and they'll study the community and interview up to 75 people within that community. Then they will spend the rest of their time creating in-depth report. The sponsorship that we received will help pay for most of this panel if we choose to move ahead and have the Urban Land Institute panel come to the city. Panels usually cost about $135,000. The sponsorship we received is $110,000, so the city would only have to pay the remainder, which is $25,000.
Is the panel going to look to approve the Mr. Speck plan, or are they
Yes.
renewing, or are we starting again?
We're not starting again. They're actually very intrigued by Jeff Speck's master plan. They're very aware of Mr. Speck and the work that he's done in the country. They will be using the plan, which I actually have a copy for each of you if you'd like. They will be taking points from that plan and helping us move the plan forward. They're going to help us identify key locations in our downtown that we should focus on. They're going to help us look through our financial toolbox and see how we can incentivize some of these first few projects. And they will also help us figure out how to attract and retain retail on first floor storefronts that we have.
So they're working with us, the city, or
Yes.
community meetings, listening to whatever, every other?
Both. They're going to be working with us, but I will be organizing interviews of about 75 people in the region, and they will be interviewing them for about 60 minutes each on their feelings about the downtown in Hammond and how to move it forward. So they're going to take all that information they receive from our contacts and put in their expertise over the years and figure out a report. That report will be given to us at the end of the week of their stay here, and I will make sure that I invite you all. If approved, they will come on the dates of March 29th through April 3rd.
Could you repeat that again, please?
The dates? They will arrive Sunday, March 29th, and be here through Friday, April 3rd.
Do we know how many people will be on the panel?
I believe 8 people will be on the panel. One of them will be the former mayor of Pittsburgh, and they will also bring 2 office staff with them, so 10 people altogether.
Okay.
How do we determine the 75 people we may interview, or what? I'm just curious.
I'm going to lean heavily on the audience that we had all last year for the Jeff Speck events. I had about 50 people come to conference groups that Jeff Speck wanted as well. So I already have 50 in my pocket. We'll be reaching out to all sorts of people, community leaders, developers, bankers, brokers. I'm going to reach out to all of you guys to see if you're available for an interview as well. And if you have any ideas, please feel free to let me know if you think of someone.
I did that the last time, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So upon approval of this line item, land Are we approving the financing or just giving Ms. Anderson a go-ahead?
You'd be approving the contract, the actual contract with them.
And the
So you're giving-
financing.
It's the financing as well. So you're giving her the go-ahead to actually have them come here.
Mhm.
That's all I got. Anybody else?
Motion?
Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of the Urban Land Institute Advisory Service Agreement.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for the approval of the Urban Land Institute Advisory Service Agreement. Is there any further questions or discussion from Ms. Anderson? Okay, roll call then.
Merrick,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kaspricky,
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Hawbridge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson.
So you think this is pink or salmon?
Salmon.
That's the right answer.
That's what my wife says.
Okay, number 9 is a resolution 1-2020. That's a confirmatory resolution of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission adopting amended declaratory resolution that established and designated the Gateways redevelopment area, approved the redevelopment plan for the Gateways redevelopment area, and designated the Gateways allocation in order to expand said redevelopment area, to amend said plan for the Florida Parish sub-area expansion area, and to expand the Gateways allocation area.
Members of the commission, this is the final action by the, that is needed by the commission to approve the resolution to expand the Gateways allocation area as well as the Florida Parish sub-area expansion area. As you remember at our last meeting, Dan Bowditch came in and explained the expansion very thoroughly. This is, as I stated, the final, this is like the final piece of the puzzle. So this is the final statutory step to actually approve this and amend the plan. So as you know, you've already approved the declaratory resolution, so this is the confirmatory resolution.
So this sums it up.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the resolution 1-2020. Do you want me to read?
You don't have to.
Okay.
I read.
I
Thanks.
second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for resolution number 1-2020. We have roll call then, please.
Merrick,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kaspricky,
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Hawbridge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Number 10 is our reports. Ms. Afkatara, would you like to share anything?
Yes, members of the commission, if you look in your package, you will find an economic development boot camp flyer. And this is a meeting that will be held by the Northwest Indiana Forum on, they have a couple of dates for you and locations to choose from, but this is an overall informational session for newly elected as well as seasonal officials. They invite you to hear about economic development opportunities and processes from our statewide and regional professionals. Topics to be covered will be local and state incentives, site development, marketing Northwest Indiana, business retention and expansion, and some success stories. So as you see on this form, they have three dates and 3 locations that you can attend. It is free, and if you are interested in attending, you can RSVP to Rayanne Trachis from the Northwest Indiana Forum.
Wally and I are thinking about going.
I'm sorry?
Wally and I are thinking about going.
I'm sure it'll be very informative, and I'm always excited when they do things like this because they make sure that they've sent this. I know they've sent it to basically all branches of government. I know they reached out to send it to the various commissions. They sent some to the council just to ensure everyone is on the same page with different incentives and different success stories that we have throughout the region. And that's all that I have at this time.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good.
You're welcome.
All right, number 11 is our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the Register of Claims for January 30th, 2020 through February 13, 2020, for Register of Claims R58424 through R58475.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second for our Register of Claims dating January 30th, 2020 through February 13th, 2020. That's claim R58424 through claim R58475. Is there any questions or discussion on these claims? Okay, roll call on the claims, please.
Merrick,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Espriki,
Yes.
Lyric,
Yes.
Buckridge,
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, number 12 is new and unfinished business.
None at this time.
All right, number 13 is public comment. If anybody would like to come forward, you have 3 minutes. You can speak now. Okay, public comment is closed. Before we adjourn, I just want to recognize First District Councilman Mark Kowinski. Thanks for coming out tonight. All right, number 14 then.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye? Aye. Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.